Welcome into the Grind. It's Creta 3 and Jimmy G. What's happening, Jimmy?
What's going on, Trey? Excited for the show this week.
Yeah, we got a jam-packed show, episode 11 of the season. College football to talk about. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys trade deadline, that
Yeah.
stinker that they put up on Monday night. College football playoff committee rankings came out. So, a lot to talk about. I guess we'll start with college football first, get it out of the way. Texas and Oklahoma get huge wins, ranked wins. Last weekend, I was in Austin. Awesome time. Horns looked great for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. Arch Manning, Sark is really starting to change the offense, what everybody's been calling for. Understanding the limitations of the offense, calling more shorter throws. First play of the game goes to the house, 75 yards. Arch looks really good in that style of offense because the offensive line can block well enough for 2 seconds. Anything more than 2 seconds, this offensive line is terrible. But great game plan by Texas. Now the defense, the secondary, of course, they were out without two starters in the safeties, Michael Taft and Jelani McDonald. Vanderbilt exposed them. Diego Pavia hadn't thrown for 200 yards against a Power 4 team in his last 12 games. He threw for like 350 against the Horns.
Yeah.
Threw for 150, I think, in the fourth quarter alone. Texas secondary scared me a little bit, but we'll get our two safety starters back. Pass rush looked phenomenal, and the that was some BS calls in the fourth quarter. But Horns get the win. Pumped about that. My daughter Emery's still undefeated, 3-0, when she attends Longhorn sporting events. And then
Right.
I was surprised in the OU game how well they took care of business against Tennessee at night on the road.
Yeah, especially being in Knoxville and in Neyland. They I love ever since stadiums have gone to these LED lights instead of
Yeah.
the old lights that you remember the Super Bowl Ravens 49ers when the lights shut off and it
Yep.
took almost an hour for them to come back on. Now they have LEDs, they can flash them, they can go down. These night games at those big stadiums,
Yep.
just a whole other level of atmosphere. I know you just took it all and, like you said, took care of business. Yeah, like really impressed with them on the road, like you said.
Yeah, very impressive. I was not anticipating that. I thought Tennessee would win that game. Oklahoma took care of business. College football playoff rankings came out earlier this week. I really don't have any problem with any of the rankings, to be honest. Uh, you got Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3. Now there is some arguments that A&M should be 1. And I understand those arguments. I don't know if they're necessarily wrong because they're saying A&M has a better resume than Ohio State. Uh, and I don't know if it matters. There definitely should be 1, 2, 3 in any kind of order. All three would get a bye. At this point in the season, I've said I think Ohio State's probably the best team in the country, but we'll see. Ohio State's going to play Indiana in the Big Ten championship most likely. A&M's got a couple games against ranked opponents, Missouri and at Texas. Both Missouri and Texas are going to be on the road for A&M. And then if they can win one of those, they're most likely going to be in the SEC championship game, and they'll probably play Alabama or Georgia. So you'll learn enough about A&M for the playoffs. Alabama, Georgia is 4-5, Ole Miss 6, BYU and Texas Tech 7-8. That gets decided this week. Oregon 9. They don't really have a great resume because they don't have any ranked wins. Well, they did at the time, Penn State. Notre Dame's your highest ranked two-loss team, and then you got Texas and Oklahoma, which in the AP poll, Oklahoma's ranked ahead of Texas, which they have the same record, and Texas won.
Mhm.
But I think the playoff committee was right in putting Texas ahead of Oklahoma. So I don't know about you, but I thought the rankings overall were uh, pretty fair.
I agree. And the argument, like you said, A&M could be number one. I always go, you know, Ohio State, it also matters, despite what people want to argue, where you're at in the initial rankings.
Yep.
Okay. If you start low, look at Virginia, look at Georgia Tech. Virginia and Georgia Tech both sitting there at 8-1. Okay. Oh, well, why aren't they ranked higher? Why aren't they ranked higher? Well, Georgia Tech was not a ranked team until week 4 of the season.
Yep.
Virginia, week 6. So
Yep.
when you start low this late in the season, you're going to be, I mean, guys, you're the top. I mean, what, Georgia Tech 17, Virginia's 14. I mean, you guys are knocking on the door, keep taking care of business. But I think that's kind of, the same way with A&M. It's you guys just start a little bit lower on the deal. And Ohio State hasn't done, and neither has Indiana done anything to fall from their spot. That's it. And
Yeah.
and that's the simplest way, in my opinion, to say it. It's like, okay, what has Ohio State done? You can argue the resume. It's like, well, they also hadn't lost. So what have they
Correct.
done to be dethroned from number one? It's like, well, nothing. Okay. So, but that's
Well,
kind of that's the argument I always kind of go back with when people go, oh, well, why isn't, like I said, Georgia Tech or Virginia, they're 8-1. Well, they didn't start out that way. They didn't start out in the teens. If they started in the teens, they'd probably be top five, but they didn't.
yep. I mean, it's people make these polls and they're a little biased towards that.
Mhm.
If you look at Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, they all three are comparable in the fact that they all have a top 11 win according to the college football playoff rankings. Ohio State has a win over Texas. Texas ranked 11th. That was a 7-point win. Indiana has a very impressive win at Oregon. They have Oregon ranked number 9.
Mhm.
They ended up beating them pretty good. And then A&M has a win
Arkansas
well, yeah, they got the Arkansas
and
win too.
Arkansas, yeah.
At Notre Dame, where they won by a point, but they won on the road
Mhm.
at Notre Dame at night. So all three have top 11 wins. I think they all have three have very comparable resumes at this point in the season. And I think they're definitely the top three teams right now. So we'll see how things unfold over the next couple weeks in the playoff committee's eyes. They got Memphis as a group of 5 team. That's probably right. Memphis, huge win over Arkansas. And the huge win over South
You
Florida.
beat us, you're in, kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, maybe. Three ranked versus ranked matchups this week. The big one where game day's at. Number 7, BYU, and number 8, Texas Tech. Tech is favored by 10.5, which I think is very high. BYU's undefeated at the moment. They find a way to win. They've won at Utah. Texas Tech won at Utah. Tech has the one loss to Arizona State. Tech's backups out, so they gonna need Morton to stay healthy. But BYU, Texas Tech, you think this game's closer than what the number's saying?
I think so. Yeah. I've seen 10, 10.5. I love the 10.5 uh, going towards BYU. I don't know if I'm going to have a pick on this one or not, but BYU is going to come out swinging. It's in Lubbock. I've said for years, you know it, I know it. It's hard to win in Lubbock, especially for Texas Tech. This Tech team seems to be a little different.
Yep,
You
it
got
does.
Oil Man Cody out there. McGuire's got him playing. Like I said, Oil Man Cody's kind of funding the whole deal. The Red Raiders believe. BYU's, like I said, they're going to come in. They took care of business against Utah. They're going to look to punch their ticket. Big 12
Yep.
championship and for the playoffs. So I expect this to be one of the best games of the year.
I do too. I expect it to be. I got a pick in this game. I expect it to be a really good game. I think BYU's really underrated. I think BYU's got a lot to play for. They basically clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship with a win. They also set themselves up for an at-large spot if they get beat in the Big 12 championship. And the same thing with Texas Tech. They're trying to do the same thing. Secure a spot in the Big 12 championship and hopefully with another impressive win could solidify an argument for an at-large spot. Number 3, Texas A&M is at number 22, Missouri. A&M favored by 6.5 on the road. Missouri playing their backup quarterback, their starting quarterback, Bo Perbula, I think is going to be out for the season. He's definitely not playing this week. Missouri's a scrappy team. It's one of
Mhm.
those. A&M's by far the better team, I think. I've seen both play a couple times. If A&M, plays their A game or even their B plus game, they should win, but it is on the road, and if A&M brings maybe their B minus game, and Missouri's got the home field advantage, this could be a game. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This is A&M, like I said, the argument for the rest of the year, you're gonna have to win. You're gonna have to put up or shut up. We should be the number one team. It's like, okay, go out and prove it. Those two teams above you, they win, so far they've won out. So far you've won out too. You got to keep doing it. A&M, like you said, has got two really tough games at Missouri and at Texas that they're going to have to again, show they belong. And like you said, win one of them and probably go into the SEC championship game, win both of them. And I mean, it may get up to number two. I don't know if they get number one. I don't know if they can dethrone Ohio State, but yeah, this is a must win for A&M, because what you can't do is somehow lose this one and then have everything riding on that showdown in Austin,
Yep.
and Texas having a lot of the momentum,
Momentum.
and it'll be at home. That place will be rocking. So this is a must win, in my opinion, for the A&M, Texas
Yeah.
A&M.
If they want to accomplish what they want to accomplish, I agree.
Yeah.
They need to get this one. And then I think they have South Carolina and then Sanford, and then they go to Texas. Number 9, Oregon at number 20, Iowa. Oregon favored by 6.5. We'll see. This is a chance for Oregon to get a ranked win. Iowa, I've seen Iowa play twice this year on TV. They lost both. They lost to, I think it was Indiana. They played Indiana close, and they lost to Iowa State. But Iowa's kind of an underrated team. They're scrappy. They get after it. It's in Iowa. I'm actually really excited to watch this game, 2:30 game. Any take on Oregon at Iowa?
Yeah, I think you're right. This is Oregon's going to come out. Dan Lanning's got to have the Ducks flying in formation and really come out firing. They're going to need to, Iowa's defense. We know what that's all about. Oregon's going to have to score, because this Iowa team is a little bit different than in the past. Iowa, the total. This is kind of a little hint towards what I'm thinking about picking here when we get to our picks. The total in these Iowa games is a lot different this year than it has been in the past. So the total, the over under is at 40, I believe I
Yeah,
saw.
40, 40.5.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so something to look out for. Oregon's going to have to, again, I think this is another must win for Oregon. Obviously, Oregon's sitting there with the one loss. It's a loss this late in the season may be too hard, too much to overcome. So it's a must win for Oregon. And I think to do it, they're going to put up some points. So, and again, Iowa, uh, tough at home. One of the greatest traditions in football, the
Yep.
wave.
Oh
So
yeah.
you're going to be competing against all that. So Dan Lanning, Oregon's going to have to play mistake-free football.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch both of them play. Okay, let's transition to the NFL. Cowboys, dude, what a dud that was Monday night. You know, they got everything in front of them. You're at home on Monday night playing the Cardinals, who's playing their backup quarterback.
Hmm.
Cowboys undefeated at home. If you win that game on Monday night, you're still only a game out of a wild card spot with the rest of the season to go. Just have to win. And they come out and the offense was awful, and the defense is awful every week. Offense, I was really disappointed in the offense that the Cowboys displayed, where they only have one touchdown, offensive touchdown. The other touchdown
Yeah,
came on a block punt.
block field goal or
Yeah,
block
I mean,
punt. I mean, yeah,
this offense has got it. No one with this defense is you got to score points. Of course, Jerry Jones has already hinted at making a trade. He made a trade and they didn't disclose it until Tuesday. The trade I think he was talking about was the linebacker Logan Wilson. I think that was a trade worth making. But then he went all in and ends up going for Quentin Williams with the Jets. And everybody that covers trades for the NFL says the Cowboys get an F for this trade and the Jets get an A minus. Um, what are your thoughts? I guess because basically we gave up all of our draft capital we got for the Micah
mhm,
Parsons trade, and we gave it away for Quentin Williams. So we basically traded Micah Parsons for Quentin Williams, is how it kind of looks. Because a mistake I think Jerry Jones made, he didn't just give him a first round draft pick as part of the Williams deal. He gave him and or like an or. So whichever, if we're worse,
yeah, whichever's
Packers
the
are worse.
higher.
We gave him the higher one. So if we're worse than the Packers by a significant margin, which that's how it's looking, that's the
Yeah.
pick the Jets get, and we get stuck with the back end because the Packers are looking like they're going to finish in the mid 20s draft pick at worst.
Mhm.
They're playing. So I don't like that. I would have given them the Packers pick because knowing that they're probably going to finish in the mid 20s, keep our probably around 10
Yeah.
pick. Uh, didn't like that part of it. What's your take on the trades the Cowboys made?
You know, Trey, it's kind of some people like to take gambling, for example. Well, Alabama's playing Samford, right? And it's minus 10,000. Okay. Well, Alabama's not going to lose to Samford. I'm
Yep.
going to lay 10,000 to win 100. Like, Is it worth it? Not if you lose.
No,
Absolutely not.
no,
If somehow Samford upsets Alabama, you're out 10 grand. If you win it, yeah, you're like, yeah, I won 100
hundred
bucks.
bucks, not
Some
worth it.
people operate like that. And I think that's kind of how Jerry operates a little
Yeah,
bit. He goes, hey, did we give up a little more? Yeah, maybe. But it's only crazy if it doesn't work, right? If Quentin Williams comes in and all of a sudden he's just a stud, hey, guys, it works. It was worth it. Uh, but again, he's going to have to be, and I that was my favorite pick. The linebacker, I'm going, okay. I don't
sure.
know
Why
what he
not? We didn't give
saw.
up a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, the seventh round. I love that. That to me probably is the best pick from terms of value of give and get, ROI right
yeah,
there. We gave up a seventh to get a guy who was, I think he was the captain of the linebacking core. I don't know what you would see on the Bengals defense besides Trey Hendrickson that says, give me that guy,
right.
but we did. And, I'm excited for him. I'm excited for Williams. I was hoping we could pull off maybe Minka Fitzpatrick. They confirmed we had an offer on the table for him. Bradley Chubb was mixed in the mix, but
Yep.
I'm fine with. I like the Quentin Williams. Like I said, it's only crazy if it doesn't work, right?
Yep.
Uh, I don't like the or designation, like you said. Well, you get whatever's the higher one, but at least we got rid of Mozzie Smith.
That's the
So
plus. We got rid of Mozzie
yeah.
Smith. Uh,
Are you sad that you have to burn your Mozzie Smith jersey?
yeah, good thing that never came in. He was
Oh,
terrible.
you got your money back. Good,
Got
good,
my
good,
money
good.
back.
Good.
So, and Kenny Clark's actually played pretty well. He had a sack
Yeah,
Monday night. But now we're creating another problem. Okay. Well, George Pickens has been good. All right. Are we going to be able to pay him? Part of the problem was we didn't know if we were going to be able to pay Parsons everything. Well, now you got Pickens. Now you're going to have Quinn Williams. You're giving up all those high draft picks and not going to pay him? I mean,
right.
I think you got to justify it. You're going to have to pay him. I think he has a year left on his contract. So I think you got to pay him to justify giving up all those draft picks. So we're putting ourselves in a situation. I don't, me personally, don't think we're better off than we were pre Micah Parsons. I'd rather have Micah Parsons than what we got now.
I think it's one of those yet to be seen type deals. That's how I always operate on this. I always benefit of the doubt kind of thing. And until, I was excited the year we got Gerald McCoy and he never played a down for us.
Yeah.
You know, as of right now, Quinn Williams, this linebacker, have never played a down for us. So I'm gonna have to side with you on it. Into the season, we get into the wild card or somehow win the division. He and Kenny Clark team up to just be the most dominant interior D lineman tandem in the NFL. Like, okay, hey guys, it worked. It's great. This linebacker is rangy or something. It's yet to be seen. I kind of
Yeah.
TBD on that. But yeah, and hopefully this makes our back end better because Ron Bland.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. How bad
I
did he
mean,
look Monday night?
golly, dude, that was high school.
That was bad.
And I
Yeah.
mean, you knew it was bad when the look on CD Lamb's face when he went,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, yeah, that was bad. That was
That
an
was
and one
very bad.
mistake type
And
move. Yeah.
I think our pass rush actually looked better Monday night. Clowney got some pressures.
Hmm.
Fowler, I think, had 2 sacks. Kenny Clark had a sack. Sam Williams.
Yeah,
Pass
that's
rush
what was
looked better.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was crazy. The offense laid an egg, and the defense actually showed up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, especially,
We
I
just,
mean, it got in the second half, the defense actually played pretty well. If we got that
yeah.
performance every week with our offense, but I mean, I put Monday night, the defense was what it was. That's
Hmm.
what it is. But the offense really let us down Monday night, and we just can't
Yeah,
have that.
Ferguson. I mean, the fumbles, and that's just the stuff where it's just like,
Ferguson, 2 bad games in a row by Jake Ferguson.
yeah, you're snake bit at that point. You just bad luck, bad luck. Right, the
Yep.
ball just pops up. Of course, goes directly to Buda Baker. So
Cowboys
yeah,
on a bye this
frustrating.
weekend, and then they come back and play another Monday night game. Got to go to the Raiders, and then I don't know if you've looked at the schedule after that, Jimmy. It gets pretty insane, and that's why that Cardinals game was such a big game. So we got a bye, and then it's at the Raiders. Then we host the Eagles, host the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, at the Lions, host the Vikings. Now with JJ McCarthy, look like a completely different team. Host the
Hmm.
Chargers, who are a playoff team, and then finish at Commanders at the Giants. We had to have that Cardinals game. I mean, this looking at that,
Yeah.
this Cowboys team's not making the playoffs. I don't think they would have made it if they beat the Cardinals, but they had to have the Cardinals for that
Yeah.
game or for any
Yeah.
chance at the playoffs.
You're right. And that's frustrating because that's a conference win that you need later on in the season. You know, that game, what we saw it was it last year before last, it came back to bite us. We lost a game similar to that. And it was like, well, we're going to need that later in the season. I just drew a blank. I had it. I should have written it down because I was going to use it as a point. Um, but NFC game, you got to win. You got to win them,
Yep.
especially like you said, when you're contending for the wild card. You know, you're not leading the division. Doesn't look like you're going to win the division. Think we're second in the division, but a gap between us and Phillies.
Doesn't guarantee you make the
Yeah,
playoffs being
right.
second in the division.
Right.
And they probably will finish second in the division because the Commanders now without Daniels and the Giants stink, but so
Yeah.
what? Doesn't guarantee anything in the playoffs. Uh, Chiefs Bills, that was another good one. Bills win the regular season, but I saw a stat every year the Bills have beat the Chiefs in the regular season. The Chiefs have returned the favor in the playoffs and won.
Yep.
I thought the Chiefs were getting hot, but Buffalo put a stop to that, and Buffalo played really well.
Yeah, Chiefs 5-4 now. How about that? Five and four, one game above 500. You told me Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs would be, I mean, just what? 5-4. I mean, they're 2 games better than we are. I mean, that's crazy, especially considering how good they've been, how much better they are at several positions than the Cowboys, and they're only 2 games better. So, yeah, like you said, I thought they were getting hot. Defense was playing great for them, and ends up just nope. That Buffalo gets them again in the regular season.
Yep. Thought it was a pretty good game. Josh Allen looked really good. He looked pretty good. So when you watch those two teams play and then you watch the Cowboys play Monday night, it's not even close. Cowboys just aren't a playoff team. If I'm Jerry Jones, I do whatever I can to make sure we're a playoff team next year.
Yep. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's kind of the plan is maybe it's like a, hey guys, we're going to do this year. We're going to make these moves, bring in these guys, and maybe let's say we lose Pickens. I'd like to keep one of the two. I want to keep either Pickens or Javonte Williams. Got to have
Yeah.
one of the two. Blue, I'm hoping Blue just kind of looks, this way because he's a rookie. Maybe next
Yeah.
year is going to be look completely different. But like Javonte Williams or George Pickens, I'd love to keep both. I don't think you're going to be able to keep both because I think Pickens is going to want some money. And who knows, Williams may want some money too. He's still young. He's coming off that injury, and now he's proven himself basically behind, on paper, a pretty good offensive line. And then as you're seeing, it's not that great. At most of the time, it's kind of 50-50, and he's still able to move the ball on the ground. So he's going to probably want to get paid too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm hoping what you said, I'm hoping Jerry's kind of going, guys, we're just planning ahead. Not this year, but next year.
Yep.
But it's been that way for how long?
The last 2 years, I mean, we made playoffs two
Yeah.
years ago. Didn't make it last year, not gonna make it this year. So
Yep.
next year's got to change. Next year's you gotta have a playoff roster next year.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our last segment, our picks. Jimmy had a winning record last week. I had the worst record of the
Back.
season. Jimmy's coming back. He's getting hot. I had put up a dud last week, so I'm below five. We're both still below 500 on the season, but Jimmy with a winning week. So I got
Right.
5 college, 3 NFL bets.
I got 4-4.
Okay.
So we both got 8.
Both got 8. All right, I'll start. I got a Thursday night game. UTSA starting to play some good football. Roadrunners meet. On the road at South Florida. South Florida favored by 2 touchdowns. That's too many. I think
Mm-hmm.
UTSA is playing their best ball. So give me UTSA plus 14 at South Florida.
I like that one. I'm gonna go Auburn and Vanderbilt. Auburn. I knew if we beat Auburn, Hugh Freeze would be fired. Well,
Just took an
just
extra week.
Just took an extra week because I knew they were just waiting to fire him. Sure enough, he's gone. Vanderbilt's pissed because they drop one to Texas, game that I'm sure they feel like they could have won. And if the refs had their way, probably would have won.
Yeah.
So Vandy -6. I think Vandy's going to come out and take it to Auburn
Yeah.
in Vanderbilt. It's going to be in Nash Vegas.
I can see
Vanderbilt
that.
all the way.
Absolutely. All right, Mississippi State hosting Georgia. It is 11 o'clock game. Georgia's they play a lot of close games. Georgia's the
Mm-hmm.
better team. They probably win this game, but 8.5 is too many points on the road at Mississippi State. Tough place to play. They just got their first conference win. They're looking for more. I think they keep it within this number. Give me Mississippi State plus 8.5 hosting Georgia.
Texas State, Louisiana Lafayette. Give me Texas State -2. This is not enough. It's on the road in Lafayette, but Texas State's the better team. GJ Kinney, we know that they're one of the best offenses in the nation, and they're going to show up on Saturday. Give me Texas State -2.
Yeah, Louisiana's so bad they lost to Rice open the season, and Rice is not a good team. BYU at Texas Tech, the number's just too high. I think these two teams are both pretty good, and I think they're evenly matched. Definitely could see Tech winning it. I could also see BYU winning it. I'm just surprised the number's as high as it is. I think it's going to be a close competitive game. So give me BYU plus 10.5.
I love it. Like I said there in the show, I love that hook. That half hook is, I think, what's going to get it done for you on that one. A&M and Missouri, A&M -6.5. Missouri playing a backup quarterback. A&M, I don't care if it's on the road. I think A&M's the better team, and barring some sort of catastrophic meltdown, A&M should take care of business handedly. Give me A&M -6.5 for my last one. Oregon and Iowa. Talked about it earlier. Iowa has only gone, the total in Iowa games this year has only gone under 40 twice.
Okay.
Those two games you mentioned, Iowa State and Indiana. Other than that, they've gone over. This is going over 40 here. Give me Oregon and Iowa over 40.
I'm taking the exact same bet uh, for the same
Love it.
reasons. I think Oregon's going to score points. They're going to be aggressive.
Mhm.
Uh, Iowa's scoring more points than they have in
Yeah.
the last couple years. 40 is just too low of a number for a college football game, especially with an offense as explosive as Oregon's. So we're both on Iowa, Oregon and Iowa over 40. My last one is Virginia at home. Virginia is playing some great football. They're leading the ACC. They're undefeated in ACC play. They only have the one loss, and they're hosting Wake Forest. They're laying less than a touchdown. I think they build on their momentum, and I think they win at home by more than a touchdown. So give me Virginia -6.5 hosting Wake Forest.
I like it. My bad. I thought you said you had 3 college. I
No,
mixed
I
them
got
up.
4 college, 4 NFL, but I think you got
College
5 NFL.
sports.
So that worked out perfect. You start us NFL.
All right. Berlin, Falcons and the Colts. The Colts, 2 first rounders. The Jets were sellers. Trade
Yep.
deadline. 2 first rounders for Sauce Gardner. His first game. Got to go to Berlin, even if it wasn't his first game, under 49. These games, this is just, that's going to be a long flight for both teams, under 49, especially they get Sauce Gardner. I keep waiting for Daniel Jones to come back down. You saw him come back down against the Steelers, 4 picks, 6, no, excuse me, 6 turnovers, 4 or 6 turnovers. So, under 49, just too many points.
I like that. Anytime you travel, go to Europe, they don't score a lot of points over there. Okay, I got the Vikings. Vikings got JJ McCarthy back. They get the upset on the road at the Lions. I thought it was very impressive. They host the Ravens. Ravens got Lamar Jackson back, who looked really good last week. And that was a Thursday night game. They get some time to rest him. But I think 4.5 for the Ravens is too much. I'm going to take the home team Vikings plus four and a
Whew.
half.
All right. Battle of the Purple. I like it. Jaguars and Texans. Trevor Lawrence is out. CJ Stroud is out. We're going to have 2 backups playing. Give me the under 38. The
Great call.
backups for a reason. They're not Jacoby Brissett, and I'm not even saying that because he's a Cowboy. We've seen Jacoby Brissett take over starter couple teams here.
Yeah, he's
With
good.
Patriots. Yeah. Check Texans, Jaguars under 38. This is going to be a sloppy game.
Yeah, I bet 100% can see that one hitting. Afternoon game, the 49ers are hosting the Rams. Rams are favored by 4.5. I know the Niners have some injuries, but the Niners are
Mhm.
still a 6-3 football team. Uh, they always are competitive. It's a division rival. 4.5 is too many, and the home team getting points. So I'm going to take the 49ers plus 4.5 hosting the Rams.
I almost put that on here for the same reason. 49ers at home. That one was tough to pass up. Pats and Bucks. I think this one's going to be a really exciting game.
Yeah.
Over 48. The Patriots seem to be clicking. Excuse me, not seem. Patriots seem to have found the rhythm past few games, and they're clicking on offense. Buccaneers got some injuries, but Baker Mayfield plays tough. Over 48 for me.
All right, I'm going to the Monday night game. This is going to be a great Monday night game. Packers hosting the Eagles. Packers are favored under a field goal, so give me the home team again. I'll take the Packers minus 2.5 hosting the Eagles.
Nice. Love it. Saints and Panthers for my last one. The Saints, they traded Rashid Shaheed, whoever, Rashawn Salam, RIP, RIP Saints. Panthers -5. This is in Carolina. Carolina ends up beating the Packers. I think they kind of ride that and they take care of business here -5. Panthers over the Saints.
Panthers have a winning record, by the way.
Yeah, how about that?
Something the Cowboys can't say, and the Panthers
Yep.
beat the Cowboys, so I like that. Saints are
Yep.
terrible. I think they're done.
Fair.
Okay, here's our rundown of our picks. First for Jimmy in college, he's got Vanderbilt -6, Texas State -2, Texas A&M -6.5, Oregon Iowa over 40. In the NFL, he's got Falcons Colts under 49, Jaguars Texans under 38, Patriots Buccaneers over 48, and Panthers -5. Myself, Creta 3. College Thursday night game, I got UTSA plus 14, Mississippi State plus 8.5, BYU plus 10.5, Iowa and Oregon over 40. And also Virginia -6.5. In the NFL, I got the Vikings plus 4.5, 49ers plus 4.5. And on Monday night, I got the Packers -2.5. That's it. It's our picks. That's our show. YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe. We're out every week. So that's our show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. And let's have a great week on our picks. We need it.
I'm building on it. I'm building on it. I'm coming back.
You're building on the momentum, and I'm picking myself up by the bootstraps and getting back on the horse and bounce back with a winning week. Let's both have
All
a
right.
winning week.
Big
Both
week.
winning. I mean, nothing says we can't go 8-0, be 16-0 as a
True.
show. It's not
We've
against
done
the
it
rules.
before. We can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and we'll be back with another episode next week. Enjoy some football this weekend. We'll see you.
See ya.